in its CEO of the Year campaign. In 2023, she was selected for Forbes Asia Power Businesswoman list, and in 2024, she was included in Forbes 50 over 50 Asia list. Most recently, she was honored with its Most Inspiring Woman in Travel Asia Award in the hotel and hospitality sector at the Inspiring Woman in Travel Asia Awards, organized by Brand TD. So without further ado, I would like to turn over this stage to Kun Supajee Suthumpun.
กราบนมัสการพระคุณเจ้านะคะแล้วก็ Good afternoon venerable monks and also the esteemed guests as well as all the staff, the educators in the room. It is actually a profound honor for me to be here with you today at the IBSC for this orientation. And I actually quite humbled by the introduction and the introduction that got probably nothing to do with all the intention in the room, because it's all about the business leading or business leadership. What I would like to also share with you today, as I mentioned already, is an honor, and it's also a privilege that I stand before such a gathering of compassions and wisdom and your dedications to the path of enlightenment is an inspiration to countless beings, including myself. So I would like to again saying that I would be very humble to share with you today on my point of view. Today I would ask to talk about the world challenges and Buddhist wisdom, which I probably don't have much. All right. So I would talk much more about the world challenge and the wisdoms that I also personally carry forward from the principle of our Lord Buddha. And that is actually helped me carry through the personal life, which is actually has many dimensions and many fronts. So before I start, I would like to also share with you, when we're talking about the world challenges or the turmoil, what do we mean by it from the normal world? I hope you can see my slide clearly here. I would say that the world now is suffering from many crises. And when we talk about all this, is an external factors. And particularly in the past more than 3 decades, we are facing more and more issues and challenges. And if I'm going to name a few that I categorize on, what are the challenges that we are looking at right now, one which is actually very profound and very important, because I think even if we all trying to fix it today, it probably not in time. The first one is about environmental challenges. And I think not many people talk about these environmental challenges, but I would say that in the next few years, we will always suffer. We have seen a lot of situations that happening. Even, the last situation about the airline that got hit by the situation, Singapore Airline, if you recall, that is actually called the air turbulence. And I was told that from the statistic, we will face more and more that same type of turbulence. And that's because of the climate changes that we are facing. So no matter who we are, no matter what segments, whether roles that we're playing, I believe that one of the constant reminder that we all need to think about is how we can protect and help on these environmental challenges and issues. And I need not to talk about the example more, but I hopefully that you all in the room would be able to share with me on this concern. ขอบคุณนะคะ The second area is about the health crisis. I've never known that this kind of pandemic just hit us few years ago in 2020, start by end of 2019. Since I'm right now handling or managing the hospitality segment, we face some of the pandemic, the challenges like bird flu, some of the situation back in 2008, 2009. The maximum uh, period that we got impact by those situations is about not more than 6 months, and everything recover back to the same level. This time we were hit by the pandemic that have never existed, at least to my knowledge, before, that the world had stopped entirely. And with that, then it took us also more than 3 years, particularly in Thailand, to trying to recover ourselves back to the same level. And when the world stopped, there's a lot of thinking around what can we do, and there's also a shift and change of the principle of carrying forward the business and others living. Example, when I was young, I'm actually not young anymore right now, I'm actually over 60 years old. So when I was young, my business focused more on expanding. Globalization is actually something as a principle that we need to diverse our manufacturing capacity. We need to diverse our people, the market, in order for us to balance the risk. But this day, after the pandemic hit us, a lot of people think about deglobalization because we need to think about self-sustainability. Because if the world stops, we need to sustain by trying to depend on relying on ourselves. So that is actually where the thinking has been shifted and changed, and therefore there will be a lot of rethinking about how we navigate ourselves through this kind of change. So we probably heard a lot about neighboring policy that a lot of the main powerhouse of the world trying to leverage partnership or alignment. There would be a group on the Western group, Americas, Europe, try to connect and align in order for them to become self-sustained and still become a powerhouse of the world. At the same time, the east part of the world, Oriental part of the world, like China, BRICS, like India, they're also trying to come up with their own thing. So therefore, the world has been, divided into these, the few camps, I would say. And that is actually come another challenges. It's actually about political and social instability, geopolitical issues. People ask me many times when I share my thought with them whether there would be a World War III. I would say that, if you think about World War III as in the same form of World War I and II, you're probably not seeing drastically right away. But I already feel that it's already started. And the issues between each of the regions and the country start to have a pocket issue everywhere. You can name all the regions, right? Middle East, a lot of situation happening there. China and also America, as they say, some, happening also in Asia as well. So everywhere. So that is actually the world we live in. And also the other thing that we cannot, overlook, and even if all the vulnerable monks, the technology is also something that come and disrupt us. But I always believe that technology does not really disrupt us or replace us. It's actually the people who use technology, who knows how to apply themselves to the new technology, will disrupt us. So as the audience in the room, majority of us, that we actually focus ourselves through the enlightenment path, the impact would be not only to yourself. The impact, the value of the wisdom that come to yourself is, countless in terms of benefit. But one of the things that is actually very critical is how you can educate, you can help sharing this wisdom to others. And with all this technology, you can do it. Because majorities of people right now, I would say, I'm not sure. I like to ask for you to guess with me. All the generations that we have right now. I'm actually the baby. I'm not even baby boomer. Yes, I'm the baby boomer because I'm more than 60 years old. I try to think that I'm a Gen Y, but I'm actually a baby boomer because I'm actually over 60, as I said to you. There is baby boomer, Gen Y, Gen X before, Gen X, Generation Y, Generation M or Y is called the same millennial, and also Generation Z or Generation Z. I would let you guess on if you look into the world population today, which is actually about nearly 8 billion in the world. What is the largest populations in terms of generation? Gen Z. Very nice ค่ะพระคุณเจ้า It is Gen Z. And you know what is Gen Z? It's actually start from 10, teenage to about, the 23, not more than that. And you know what is actually influenced this generation is technology. So if you like to create an impact to the world, you probably want to create an impact or generate and sharing to this generation. And if we not equip ourselves to this technology, how could you reach them? How could you say the same story that they want to hear? So I've seen a lot of, vulnerable, and also by the way, I must apologize that I'm not good in using this terminology, all right? I'm going to use just a human layman term, all right? I would say majority of the monk who really want to share their wisdoms, some of them right now using a lot of TikTok, using a lot of social media like YouTube's and, some other, even Facebook. But I think it all depends on the objective of how we use it. And that is actually where you reach those generations who we want to influence them with this wisdom. So therefore, technology and cyber threat and disruption is something that we probably want to understand a bit in order for us to stay relevant and still be able to create and generate an impact. The other thing is, of course, the social and economical issues. I would say that after the pandemic, the world have been changed. When people come and talk to me, majority of the times they will ask me about the business trend, they will ask me about the business issues, on how we're going to address it, how we're going to recover. If you familiar with all those terms in the past, after the pandemic, before the pandemic, when we talk about the recovery terms, people would say that after the social or economical impact, there would be a few shapes of recovery. Like, say, for example, L shape, meaning that after the down of the economy, it takes a long time before we can come back again. Or someone say it's a V shape because it's actually something that happening and impact, and then it can bounce back right away. After pandemic, it's not an L and a V and a U, it's a K. And I'm not sure whether you in the room know when it means by K. K is pretty much that in even the same industry or in the same business, not everyone going in the same pattern. Those who can change and adapt, they will grow very well. And those who cannot change and cannot adapt and cannot transform themselves, they would actually going down the drain. Let's talk a little bit about Thai economy. May I please พระคุณเจ้าค่ะนะคะ Since I cannot talk about Buddhist wisdom much, I'm talking about some other things that probably I can share some of the wisdom here. When we look into our GDP of the country, I'm not sure whether you're aware that this year, the GDP of the country, Thailand, is about 2%. And 2% of the GDP is actually not much, right? Whereby if we compare ourselves to the neighboring country, Vietnam, Indonesia, they grew, very well, and they will grow much higher than us. The issue is not only that we're not growing, but if you look deeper inside of this GDP, you will see that it's a combination of the big corporations and the small enterprise or the small entrepreneur, small business. The corporate profit, if you look into the record, it's growing like this, whereby the small and people on the rank and file level and people that have a very, the small business, their growth is actually like this. And with these two combined, it's become 2%. So which means that we have a very high gap of inequality. And that's become an issue. So I can talk on and on about the situation that we are facing both internally and externally. And if you'd like to share with me on that, I would be very happy to share after this. But what I like to bring this to is that all this happening external would impact us very, very badly internally. Be it, just the normal person that not working. If I'm actually a housewife being at home, I will also need to be worried whether my husband would be able to come home with all the earning that can help, supporting the family. Or if I'm the one, which is actually I am the one who in the business, who in the positions that I need to raise some money, earn something to raise my family, I will be in very distressed situation. So there is actually no more than opportune times for the wisdoms that we are talking in this room to help navigate this, internally. Because if we cannot find the inner peace, how could we address all these turmoils that happening in the world, right? So that is actually where I would like to share, and therefore, for one, I work in many industry. I was in the technology before, as Prakun Chao just mentioned. I was with IBM for 23 years, both locally and at the headquarters in New York. I worked in IBM for 23 years. I work in the telecommunications satellite technology as the CEO for another 4.5 years. And now I am in the hospitality. So 3 sectors that I'm actually sharing my experience and my leadership. And the way that I navigate myself through this is because of Buddhist wisdom. And I'm not just sharing this to trying to gain some, the votes from you, because I'm not going to go for any kind of election anytime soon. But I said it because it's real. Because when we find a very, so many dynamic and situations that I just shared with you just now, and that is only like 10% of what actually happening. The only reason that we can stay sane and not going insane and be able to navigate ourselves through and being recognized by so many institutions in the country and outside of the country is through inner peace, is through the mindfulness, it's through the wisdoms that I learned from the Lord Buddhas. So I like to also share with you a little bit about that. First of all, as I mentioned, I work in the technology. I work in telecom communications, space technology, and also hospitality. The role of the leader is to being stable. Particularly when there is a situation, when there is the problem and challenges. Most recently, when the company faced the situation during COVID, many people in the hospitality decided to reduce their cost of operation. And the major cost of operation is pretty much people, because hospitality run by people. So what they've done, majority, is to let go all their people in order to save the company. I did differently. What I have done, if I keep all the people, and not only that, I actually not even reduce their pay. I reduce my self pay. I'm not, receive the pay, the salary and things like that. But I don't let my staff reduce their pay. And the reason I did that is just mainly because I'm not going to the Buddhist principle yet, but just for my thinking process at the time. One staff, one of my employee, would probably carry about few life in their family. They probably have 5, 6, 7, 10 people that they need to take care of. And in the service business like me, the revenue, the salary, the payroll is very small. What they can get is also the thing called service charge. So if you go to, by the way, the monks probably not going to the restaurant and the hotels yourself, but for those individual that going, when you see the line called service charge, that is the additional earning. So these people not earn much. They earn through the service charges. And if I reduce their base salary and no service charge because there's no service to provide, because there's no guests coming, the world has stopped, hotel has to close, restaurant has to close. It's like that pay is already been reduced. So what can we do, right? So therefore I decided, no, I'm not doing that. I will keep everyone. But I also have another key stakeholders to manage, which is actually my shareholders. Because every month during the times in year 2020, I have the burning cash that I have to pay for all the staff that I kept, about 2 to 300 million baht a month with zero earning. So what can I do to ensure that our shareholders agree for me to do that? And if it is for 3 months, then probably they're okay with me. But I'm talking 3 years. So that is actually where we need to build the other business plan in order for them to understand and buy the story, buy the strategy. So therefore, I diversify my business. In fact, I started diversify my business prior to COVID. I didn't know about COVID, but I did that because I don't want to have the revenue of the group depends on just one area. Before I joined as a group CEO in year 2016, prior to that, about 95% of the revenue of my group depends from hotel business. And I think it's actually quite risky if something happened. And yes, it's really happened. The COVID happened in 2020, about 4 years after I joined. But I already did diversify. So my storyline and my, the message that I provided to the shareholder is for them to believe in my diversified story. So I diversify from being focused only in hotels. I create a business called food. Right now, the food business is doing quite well, and the food business is about to be listed in the stock market very soon, in a very short period of time. I diversify myself to do the real estate, some only very selected real estate project, which is actually the Dusit Center Park project at the corner of Silom and Solumpini in the center of Bangkok. That project is also something that I spin myself to work on. And also I have the education business, and I also have hospitality and services business. So after this storyline being conveyed to the shareholder, they buy the story and they support me to work, forward. So we need to find a new revenue to support the staff. Now, this is actually long story short. I joined the group in 2016 with 27 properties that we managed at the time. Now I have about 350 properties. At that time, we actually cover about 8 countries. Now we cover 20 countries. And we used to have at that time, prior to me joining them, they have about 4 brands: Dusit Thani, Dusit D2, Dusit Dewarana, and Dusit Princess, the Princess brand. Currently, we now have 10 brands. And from one business unit, now we have 5 business units that I just mentioned to you. So with all this, I would come to the underlining Buddhist principle. So what that I use to carry myself forward. The first one, and I actually have to look into my notes because I'm not good at it. All right, on this Buddhist, and I would like you to also, sharing your thought about this. The first one that I pretty much do it, on a day-to-day living is about Pramavihara 4, พรหมวิหารสี่นะคะ because it is a practice of unconditional love and goodwill towards all beings, and all beings in this case is my staff. I want to ensure that I supporting them during their, the normal times, as the nothing happening. So it's the first one, metta, right? And when there's a crisis, I also portray pretty much on karuna, because it helps compassion and ensure that we put ourselves into their shoe, sympathy. If they are in the situation, how would they feel? And so therefore, I decided to do something differently. And of course, if they're doing well, I promote them as a champion during the time, which is actually mudita, right? During the times, I myself cannot navigate the whole to 20,000 staff during the times of COVID through all this change. So what I have done is then I ask everyone to offer their input. Since we have no revenue and I have to keep you all as a family here, what can we do? So I got so many good ideas from them. It's actually not come from me at all. I'm actually not that good. They actually come up with the plan, say, Kun Supajee, we cannot open the restaurant. But what we can do is we can sell the food outside of the hotel, outside of the restaurant, in front of the restaurant, in order for us to still have some revenue. And for those who has their vehicle, like motorcycles and also car, they're saying that they offer themselves to deliver when someone call an order. So we create, this as an initiative, as a first group in the country. I don't know other country, but in Thailand, we've done that. In other country, I have a different way of managing. But in Thailand, because we pretty much 100% closed down. In other country like Maldives, Middle East, that we have the presence there, we never closed the hotel even one single day. All right. So anyway, come back to the Thailand and that story. So they start to earn some revenue from food selling, from delivering the food. You know already that my burning cash in a month is about 200 to 300 million baht. With this food selling in front of the hotel, you think it would help me much? Not really. But what it helped is the engagement. What it helped is a team spirit. It's some hope that everyone feel that we can do together. เอาละค่ะถ่ายรูปแล้วค่ะ So I thought you're gonna chase me down. I'm still okay ใช่ไหมคะพระอาจารย์ยังโอเคอยู่นะคะ So where am I? Okay, so we have engagement, we have compassion, we actually have the team spirit. So therefore, we go through the change and the difficulties together. So I always believe that the leadership would be very important during the crisis. You can create two-way street here. You can create an engagement, and you can create a change, an impact, positive impact, or you can do differently. So I've try different way. But of course, when they come up with the idea, I also tell them some principle. I said, okay, You can sell the food in front of the hotel. I would support you. You can deliver and everything. I support you. But don't sell anything like the other mom and pop shops nearby. Because if Dusit come up with khao krapao, I think, the mom and shops nearby would have a problem. So we need to understand what we can sell in order not to impact the others during the time as well. So I think this is actually what I mentioned. It's automatic what we do within the Brahma Vihara, ใช่ไหมคะ? 4. So that is actually, what I do. So when I practice this Buddhist principle, I'm actually not start with, okay, what I can do with metta, what I can do with ubekha, what I can do with viriya and some other stuff. I just do it on the inside of the way we're doing things. And when we look back and we reflect, those actually the principle. So therefore, if you have Lord Buddha's and his, the teach in your heart, it's not going to be, going away. You would constantly remind yourself on what to do always. And that's helped me. And so that is actually one thing that I use. And not only that, because if I only use this principle, the Brahma Vihara 4, it's probably not going to survive because my other stakeholders probably not agree with me, as I mentioned, right? The shareholder might feel that, no, Supajee, you sell the food, it's probably not going to give you much, and I'm actually have to pay for the payroll for 200, 300 million a month. So the other principle that I'm also using is the four base of spiritual power, Itibasi. I start with passion, obviously. The first one, Chanta, I like to make sure that I'm actually very clear of what I want to do. And I'm actually very confident that if we're doing this, we will take, the teams go through all these situation and challenges. So if you have a clear passion, if you have a clear aspiration, then you will never give up. So that is actually where I line myself on this kind of principle. So I never attach myself to the outcome. I never feel that, if I do this, then this must happen, because, there would be a lot of factor coming to our process and our life that would not justify to get that result that you wish for. So I don't, really look into that result. I would look into the presence. I would look into what I can do with a clear passions and aspiration, which is actually the first principle of this four base of spiritual power, Itibasi. And obviously, virya and effort, I put every inch of myself to ensure that we can make it happen. Lead by example, be as a role model for the staff. So when we sell some noodles in front of the hotels, I also was there with them. When we doing some other activities, we even grow rice ourselves, because we cannot afford to buy much of a rice to feed all the staff when we don't have revenue. We have space, so therefore we grow rice ourselves. I was in the rice field with my staff. So those are the things that I showing the effort, virya, to ensure that I lead with example, so they would also feel that we are, the same team, the same group of people who sharing the same passion and objective. The other thing is, of course, because of all these things that happening, I thought that the situation will last for maximum a year, and it's become 2 years, become 3 years, and even now we still, as a country, cannot recover to the level prior to COVID. So I then need to ensure that I have also citta, to make sure that we have a mindfulness, inner peace, to not being distracted by all these, situation, but we have a very determinations that this is actually the way it's going to be. So we're trying to do our best for that. And obviously, the Vimansa, I always do self-reflection during the investigation, whether what we have done is good enough or we actually have some flaws that we need to fix. So those are the things that, as I said, I'm not I don't wake up in the morning and say, today Supajee will chanta, being the first principle of myself, I'm going to do, the viriya. No, it's actually when you believe, when it's inside you, you do it, the automatically, and you do it, on the, I'm not suggesting that, I myself, that today I'm only do Promihansi, the other day I do Itibasi. It's all integrated, right? And at the end of the day, the very important also, the other thing that I always believe is the starting point of everything is the noble of the eightfold ways or eightfold path, all right, mak path, which is actually something that if we start right, everything that go along will be right as well. And so therefore, to wrap around the personal experience in the business and management, I've done this as a living every day. All right. I probably would, did not do this as much when I was, the younger, but this day, I think if without this, I would be like, the person who has no guiding light or don't have the north star to guide me through all this turmoil. So people ask me, Supajee, you look, very cheerful all the times. Even though your situation is in a very deep hole, you still can smile. I said that because of this, because of this inner peace that we know of what we are doing. So lead by example, influence the wisdom through the leadership. Not only I do it myself, I also try to share this with my staff as well. I encourage them to practice. I even the sharing my the practice as the leader through the leadership executive community that I would like to also ensure that even though we are just a small little boat there, I'm actually not suggesting that I'm a very big powerful people in the country, but I'm doing in the role that I can. I start with the impact that I can create, and I'm sure that there would be quite a few followers. So that is actually what I practice every day. And as I said again, I never attach to the outcome. So the whatever happened, if I do my best at my present time, whatever happened is going to be, the faith and something that would happen. And that is actually helped me go through. So this is pretty much the principle that I'm actually the carry. And if I like to leave, to the venerable monks and the peoples in the room, I actually have three tips that I do, every day in order for me to keep myself intact to the principle that I share with you. The first one is I never stop learning. I always, the trying to seek some sort of advice from, many principle because I've always believed that, the success in the past does not determine the way forward in the future because as you all know now that the world change and shift, so I like to still learn every day, and no one actually too smart to learn. So I always say, I even learn from my sons. I learn from my staff, my subordinate, during, as I mentioned just now, about the example of the situation during COVID. There would be, a lot of ideas from my staff. The food selling in front of the hotel is one. The other thing that I'm actually very touched and I like to share with you is also about the housekeeping team. Because we have no guests, so therefore we have no work for the housekeeper to do. So what they said, Supajee, we don't have hotel to clean, but we have other opportunity. So what they've done is they offer the housekeeping activities to the residences or the condominiums and staff who really look for Dusit standard kind of hospitality. And it's now become my other business because we keep a lot of people during the time. So therefore, we have to offer in the industry right now, because the industry right now have lack of labor because of the situation that during the crisis, the industry let go people. So my housekeeper, my technicians offer the services outside, and it's become my new business. The other group, when they saw the housekeeper offer this job, they came to me and said, "Kun Supajee, I can also do it." I said, "What can you do?" They're actually in the laundry department. They're saying that, "Oh, Kun Supajee, we don't have guests, so I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to clean." So what they have done is they offer laundry to others. So they went out in the public, provide the leaflet and saying that we offer laundry services to all. And now it's become my business. So I use the model to cluster all the laundry requirement for my hotels. In Bangkok, I have about 10 hotels, both what I own and I manage in the brand of Dusit, as I mentioned, the trend brands. What I've done is now, because of that idea, I consolidate the volume of laundry of the linens, which is actually a heavy laundry, and the curtains and everything, to negotiate with the suppliers to give us a better price, because we can, come up with a very big volume. Instead of each hotel invest themselves of the laundry machine, we don't need to do that anymore. We work with the outside party in order for us to consolidate the volume and also get the lower cost. And because of that, then that vendors or that suppliers who work with me say, "Supajee, let's join venture. You give me quite a lot of volume. Let's do it for others as well." So right now we will come up with a laundry business that we offer to the other hotels, not only to sit, and also to all the residences. So as I mentioned, it's not from me. All right. I actually redefine a little bit about their input, but it's come from them. So to me, even if I'm the group CEO, I still learn every day of all this. So don't underestimate the ideas of the subordinate or the younger, generation. Like I said, I learned a lot from my sons. And not only learn, you need to do as well. So I did practice quite a lot, and I can say that, before I come to this room, I also pray. I pray every day. I pray, and today I pray harder than before, because I actually have to be in front of a lot of wisdom in the room. So I must ensure that I speak the right thing. I hope so far I did okay. So I did pray, and I did meditation as well. And when I talk about meditation, I'm not sure about the experts in the room, because I'm sure that everyone in the room is actually very good in meditation and vipassana. So what I do, the objective of me doing meditation is not only to address my inner turmoils of everything that are happening, but also the external situations that you cannot control as well. And the difficulties of the meditators, to me, is that it's very difficult for us to apply what we learn when we close our eyes and when we face the routine, regular activities. We seems to, the forget about what we learn, the peace and the sati, the mindfulness that we get from that meditation when we close our eyes. So what I do is, in order for me to be able to stay, mindfulness and have all this focus all the time. So I also practice it when I open my eyes too. It's the tip for myself. I'm actually a runner. I like to run, and right now I'm old already, so my knee doesn't really support me that well. So I not run fast, so I walk fast instead. But I also doing meditation during my running exercise. I saw quite a lot of people when they run or they're doing this walk, they have their earphone to listen to something which is actually good. I'm not suggesting that it's not good, because people have different kind of preference. To me, I not listen to anything. I just want to be with myself. And then I think I get a lot, from what during the times that I walk and I run. So that is something that I, did as well and doing every day. So it's like continuous learning, practice, and obviously sharing. To me, sharing is like sharpening the saw all the time, because you cannot share something to others if you not really understand or you didn't do it yourself. You cannot keep lying to others all the time. If you're not doing yourself, like, if I'm not a runner, I cannot share with you really, because it's not real. So therefore, when we share to the people, we need to ensure we do it. And also it's sharpening our thought process to make sure that when we sharing, our message is actually understandable and simple enough for people to digest. There's a famous quote from Robert Einstein. I'm not sure whether you have heard. He said that if you cannot explain simply enough, you don't understand it well enough. So therefore, sharing to me is a learning process for me to sharpen the saw to ensure that we can deliver the right message to others. So that is my everyday, practice that I doing this to share with you how I keep those, the principle of Buddhist inside of me. The other thing is about community collaboration and engagement. I always believe that in this world we cannot grow by ourselves. We cannot live by ourselves. We still need to sometimes have inner peace being with ourselves, but also we need to collaborate with others. And if you connect to the communities, and like these communities and the other communities, there are always some, good things happening, because we consolidate the good thoughts, the wisdom among these communities, and ensure that we select the methods that are going to impact to something. Like this day, I actually the very focus on sustainability, as I mentioned to you at the very beginning slide that the challenge that we are facing is about environmental issue. So I will working on the activities with the community to support this the environmental issue, so we can help address those. And I always believe that even though, as I said, I'm actually not a powerful person, actually not have those titles, big titles and anything, but I actually never give up on doing anything in my power. If I can make impact to two people, I would be very happy to do that. If I can create an impact to 3 or 4 or 5, I'm actually going to be very content and very happy. Just that every day, I'm actually create a positive impact just for one soul. I would be very, very appreciative of the day that I spend the day wisely. So therefore, when I talk and share to others, I said, when you select to do some activities on initiative, don't give up and say that, we just can do this much. It's not going to impact anything. These little things that you do every day, when consolidates with the good mind of people around you, the community around you, it would help create an impact for sure. So don't really underestimate a small impact or the big impact. And last but not the least, as I work in the technology for so many years, as I mentioned to you, my actually the determination is to much ensure that I embrace technology all the time, as I share with you. In fact, today, my opening statement is actually come from ChatGPT, because I'm actually not sure what I can address you. I cannot just come in and say, "Good afternoon, monks." It's going to be very rude. So I asked, what can I address you as a prestige individual in the room? They said, "Good afternoon, venerable." Did I make it right? So that is actually where, you can learn a lot from ChatGPT. And this is actually can help you as well. Engage with all this technology, help enable you. As I mentioned at the very beginning, technology won't replace you. People who use technology will replace you. So if you equip yourself and enable yourself with all this technology, it would help supporting you. So I would come to the end, and this is actually also come from ChatGPT. The quote, I actually came up with the quote myself because it's actually the quote that I like to, sharing. Peace come from within, do not seek it without. It's actually not from me, it's from our Lord Buddha, right? So to me, everything starts from ourselves. If we peace, we have a good, inner peace, we would actually have the passion and ability to support others. So that is actually from my thought process. And I'm going to read, what I'm like to conclude today. And this is actually, as I said, from ChatGPT. But ChatGPT cannot come up with this without my prompt. So therefore, I have to take some credit that it is the prompt that I created. So I say, as we come to an end of my sharing today, I would like to also emphasize that while our vision at IBSC, I need to address to Pa'ajan to be the world leading center of Buddhist education, providing comprehensive and in-depth study of Buddhism without sectarian bias. I would also like to leave with you today, in addition to the vision that focuses on Buddhist education, we all also have important role. We all in the room have important role. As we navigate through the complexities and challenges of our modern world, the timeless wisdom of Buddhism provides us with invaluable tools for healing and transformation. Your role as monks and educators is pivotal in this journey. By sharing and embodying the principle of mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace, you offer a guiding light to those struggling with both internal and external turmoil. Your dedication to spreading Buddhist wisdom is not just a service to individuals, but to the entire world. Together, we can help others find their path and serenity and resiliency amidst the chaos. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to this noble cause. May your efforts continue to inspire and uplift all beings. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So on behalf of all the IBSC executives, academic staff, and officers, I would like to express our sincere thanks to Kun Supajee Suthumpun for sharing us with her insights and experience from hospitality business and how she managed to cope up with Buddhist teachings and apply in her business as well. And I believe that today's talk has inspired many of us in understanding and practicing Buddhism a lot. And it was also truly grateful for the time and effort that she came here and shared her knowledge with our academic staff, officers, and also our new students in this orientation ceremony. As she did mention about using AI, so let's say that AI is not going to replace a person, but a person that uses AI might replace a person that doesn't. So this my quote might inspire all of you. So it's not a sin to use AI, but just maybe copying it might be a big sin for you. So thank you very much, Kun Supajee Suthumpun, for inspiring all of us. So next, I would kindly invite the director of IBSC, Most Venerable Professor Dr. Prameti Vacharabandit, Venerable Ajahn Hansa Tamahaso, to kindly give her the souvenir, the gift for our guest speaker today. So once again, thank you for our guest speaker. Once again, so Okay, so I think that's it for our guest speaker today from Kun Supajee Suthumpun. She's also CEO of Dusit International, the CEO of Dusit International with many businesses. I think next session will be for the introduction of our academic staff, officers from different divisions of IBSC as well. So can we have the staff prepared? So I think almost all Ajahns, academic staff and officers are available here in this room today. So can I ask our staff to please share the slides? So while our staff is preparing, if someone needs any break, it's already available in front of this room, so you can help yourself. So without further ado, let's see a chart of our IBAC executives. So due to we have a very short time and we are in time constraint, I will just let you show the picture, and some of them are already here. So the first one you have already met this morning and also this afternoon. He was here with us. He just left right now. So first one is our most venerable professor, Dr. Prameti Vacharabandit, or Venerable Ajahn Hansa Tamahaso, the first one. He's the director of the director of International Buddhist Studies College. So he's the main leader or the boss of IBSC, let's say. And next we have Venerable Ajahn Pramaha Sompong Kunakaro, Assistant Professor. Dr. Ajahn, can you please stand? He's the Director for Research and Innovation, and also the Director of MA in Religion and Philosophy International Program, which is new program. Next we have Venerable Ajahn Pramaha Virasak Apinandaveti, Doctor. So he's also one of the Vice Director and is responsible for Vipassana meditation, and also the Director of PhD in Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Studies. Next, we have Associate Professor Dr. Gonit Sitong, Vice Director for Plan and Policy and Academic Affairs. Next is Dr. Sakchai Sakabucha, Vice Director for Administration. I think he's outside. And next will be for the team of Bachelor of Arts in Buddhist Studies program. So without further ado, I would like to give this stage to Ajahn Venerable Dr. Nguyen Anton to please speak something for 3 minutes. 3 minutes on behalf of the director of BA program.
Respected to Most Venerable Pramha Somphong Punakaro, Vice Director of IBSC, the Professor Vice Director of IBSC, and the lecturers of IBSC, and all of the Venerable Sir, the newcomer of IBSC. So, on behalf of the Director, lecturers, and staff of Bachelor about in majoring in Buddhist Studies, I would like to give the warm welcome to not only the BA students, but also the MA, PhD, and the Mindfulness Master. Totally, we have 7 programs in our IBSE. So we'd like to welcome you all to our family that we call IBSE MCU. As our rector of MCU and the director of IBSE, on always mention about our IBSE, they usually told something like IBSE is not for only the Thai students or those who are living in Thai and studying in Thai. IBSE is for all of the people, all the students, Buddhist monks, nuns, even you are the lay Buddhist and the non-Buddhist people around the world. So feel free to start your educational journey of our college and enjoy learning at our IBSE. Uh, and remember that uh, if you can dream, so you can do it and you can get it. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you will be happy, peaceful, and success at learning at our college, International Buddhist Study College. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Venerable Ajahn Dr. Nguyen Antuan, the program director of BA in Buddhist Studies. Along with his team, we still have Ajahn Yuken, Ajahn Neminda, Ajahn Natapat, Ajahn Sakchai as well. So we'll be moving forward. Okay, so these are the lecturers for BA. I think if Ajahn Neminda, you're here, please stand up to show. Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn Neminda. Next, we have Venerable Dr. Yugen sharing, lecture in Buddhist Studies. Next, Ajahn Dr. Sakchai Sakabucha. He's also one of the vice director as well. And Ajahn Dr. Natapat Ampan, so he's not here today. And next will be for the program Master of Arts in Buddhist Studies and Doctor of Philosophy in Buddhist Studies. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Prajan Assistant Professor Dr. Nantakon Piyapani, the Director of MA in Buddhist Studies, to share some words to greet our student. Ajahn, I would like you to talk something to your students around 3 minutes, Ajahn.
Okay, how could I say? The first words, what could I say? Okay, good afternoon, right? This is the first words, should I say? And how all of you? All of you okay? Yeah, I'm as the the director of Master of Art Programs. Very pleased to see all of you here. This year, this academic session was so surprise for me because I have seen a lot of you here. So that means the Buddhist study or other subject that you interested, very necessary and motivate your study to be right here. This is very important one. So as my experience, the first thing that all of you stay here, that you have to learn, that is the Thai culture, right? The Thai culture, how to live your life peacefully, happily in this country. So this is the first thing that you have to experience by yourself, or from some of your friends who have learned, who have stayed here before. I think this one very important thing, particularly to the Thai law, right? This is very necessary. So what you should do, what you should practice on the way to go outside, and all your some experience that's very important for you when you spend your daily life to go somewhere, how to go safely, how to meet someone who that's you uh, that they are interesting or not. So this is very important thing for all of you to have experience by yourself. As the word say, uh, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step. Why I took this word to say here? Because in the morning time, so most venerable Prabhupada Pandit, the chairman of ICDBA BU and the former rector of MCU, he have mentioned one term, chanta. Chanta and chanta, what this is mean? Chanta, chanta refer to literally refer to wish or a will. This is the meaning of chanta. Now also Kun Supajee also mentioned the chanta, right? Among the Itipada 4, she has mentioned wish or a will. This is the real meanings of chanta, the Buddhist term chanta. What about another term, or one term that very related to the meanings of the chanta that particularly the people misunderstood this meaning? Tanha, desire. Tanha and desire. Some Buddhist scholar in some country misunderstood that if we have no desire, have no tanha, how can we do the job? How can we find a job? How can we earn the money if without desire, the tanha? But exactly, it should be chanta or a wish or a will, not desire. Exactly, not desire. Desire, according to Buddhism, this is the bad desire, or bad condition of mind, or bad state of mind. We should reduce it. We should eliminate it. Should eliminate. Do not should cultivate it or develop it, because this is bad condition or bad state of mind. But the thing that we should develop is chanta. So that's according to the word that I said, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step. The first step here is chanta, wish or a will. So now here, this is the first step of you are. The first step of you are. So how many years to go? For BA, 4 years, right? For MA, PhD, 2 or 3 years to go. From the first step today now to the next 4 years, 2 years or 3 years, your education or your way of study is successful or not, it starts here, begin here, the first step. So that's why I mentioned this is the first step, very important thing. So the next step or the third step, is successful or not depend on you. I'm as the writer of Master of Art program in Buddhist study, promise that I will try my best to drive all of you to gain your goal. What your goal, what you wish, what your chanta, I will promote and support all of you to gain your goal, to gain the last step. the step of success. So thank you very much for being here and also choose IBSC MCU that the best college or the best university in Buddhist study. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Assistant Professor Dr. Pramhanantakon Piyapani, the Director of MA Buddhist Studies Program. So next, I would like to call upon Associate Professor Dr. Sanuk Mahatanandudun, Director of PhD in Buddhist Studies Program. We have 3 minutes, Ajahn.
Vice directors, all venerables, faculty members, and all of the students today. Today, I'm so happy. My feelings right now is so overwhelmingly happy because I think this is the first year that we need that additional chairs, right? There's a lot of students. That is because we have, a lot of enthusiasts to study many faculties that available, okay? To study many programs that available in IBSC. As you all know that we do not have only a Buddhist studies program, we also have the peace, and we also have the, philosophy, okay, religion and philosophy program. Also, we have the what we call the very good program is innovative peace and peace study, innovative mindfulness and peace studies. Okay, it's quite long for me. Okay, let's go back to the very precise name. Okay, very short name, Buddhist studies. Okay, well, as we are here, we are gathering not only the lecturers and faculty members and students, new students, and it's just come to my knowledge that some students holding 2 roles in the same time. This means that we also have some students from my program. Yeah, he studied on the PhD Buddhist studies, and he newly enrolled to some of the certificates, something like that. So each of you are holding with roles. Okay, so today I need to tell you guys that there will be just only 2 days that most important to your life, to your student life. The first day, can you guess, is today, the orientation day. And can you guess the second day that most important to your life? Of course, the graduation day, right? It's the very beautiful day where we're getting around at the, convocation hall, and everyone's, be there in order to convey the highly appreciated to your successful. So the point today is that I have only one point to emphasize for you. That is the goal. Why are you coming here? What is your goal? I believe that each of student, okay, each of the program have different aims. Some of you come here to collect the knowledge. Actually, we discussed yesterday, right? Yeah, we met it, and I did some in-depth interview to my PhD students, and it comes up with a lot of ideas. Some of them come here to share. Some of them come here to get the degree. That is good. Some of them come here with the reason is that it's cheap. It is cheap. I said that really? Yes. And you know what? The truth is that IBSC provide the international program with the rate that lower than the Thai program. You can check it out in the Google. Okay. Let's come back to your goal. Okay. So what is your goal? If I say goals, this is the plural form, right? You may have more than one goals. Some of you come only one goal. It doesn't matter. But I will ask you once again is that what if you prioritize your goal to be only one? What is it? Okay. It should be to graduate. Is that correct? Please let me know that it is, right? You are not come here just to collecting a lot of knowledge from us. It's not enough. If you have too much knowledge, but you cannot graduate, we will be so sad. Especially the administrators here, the directors, they will crying, they will be crying a lot. Why? Ajahn Nandakon mentions that he he trusts on you, right? You promise him to do this and that. So I need you guys to keep your promise. Can you remember back in the day that we was interviewing for admission? What have you said to us? John, I will graduate quickly, 2 years, 3 years. Okay, you need to keep your words. Okay, something like that. Then the Buddha. Okay, I must say something about the Buddha because the Buddha, he's a great teacher. He is the great teacher of all, amongst the teachers and amongst the humans and deities. Okay, he can teach not only the humans but the deities as well. So the Buddha said this. So the Buddha says about the darkness in the darkness, Tama Sutta. Yeah, in the Tipitaka, it's in the Anguttara Nikaya, book number 2, Chatukadipada, the 4 groups, the group of 4, the page number 85. Okay, the Buddha says about the group of peoples in this world. He said that Chattaro me pikave pukla, santo sangvachamana lokasming, katame chattaro, tamo tamat parayano, tamo shoti parayano, shoti tamat parayano, and shoti parayano. What is it? He said that bhikkhus, there are 4 group of peoples available or can be found in this world. What for? The first one, the darkness, bound for light, bound for darkness. Second kind, darkness, bound for light. The third kind, the light, bound for darkness. And the last kind, the light, bound for light. Whereas darkness means those people who may not know about the teachings of the Buddha, who have low in wisdom or any kind, something like that. And in the same time, the light is mean, the people who have equipped with wisdom, higher wisdom, and something like that. So among the 4, this is said by the Buddha that 4 kinds of people are available. In the same way, there are 4 kinds of people in IBSC. Here, the first kind is the student with low wisdom. Those students with low knowledge do not know this, do not know that. They don't know about the definition of Buddhism, peace, and so on. Whereas the light, it means another group of people another group of students have higher wisdom. They can chant Tipitaka and so on. So among the 4 groups, the first group of the student is the student with low wisdom and not to be graduated, cannot graduate. They will lose everything. They will throw everything 4 or 5 or 6 years into the garbage and restart the new life. Some of them died, something like that. This is the first group. The second group is the same kind, the same level of knowledge student, but with great effort. At the end of the way, after 2 years, 4 years, they will graduate. The third kind, very smart, very good student with wisdom, but at the end cannot graduate. And the fourth kind, smart come, smart go, very smart and very good knowledge student, and they can graduate. Among the 4 groups, what kind of student you are? It's really no matter who you are. What really is who you want to be. Okay, so no matter who you are in the past, you probably have your goal, this and that. But today, please refresh your goal, okay? To graduate within your expected plan. Don't worry, because we have a lot of knowledgeable people. We have a lot of ajahns who can guide you all the way through, okay? And this is all for my point today. Please remember this day, okay? Exactly like this is. Okay, and I will let you guys like a couple of minutes for you to set up to change your goal right now. And after you change your goal, you are going to stay with this goal until the second important day, that is the convocational ceremony. Okay, and see you there. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Sanu Mahatananudun, Director of PhD Buddhist Studies. So let's move on to our next program of Master of Arts in Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Studies, as well as PhD as well. So from the MA, I think I would like to call upon Ajahn Mechi, right? Ajahn Mechi Narumon to please say something to our new students for a few minutes.
Pay respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and also all venerable and also everyone. First of all, I would like to say congratulations to you all that you passed the BA, MA, PhD exam to be a student. It's not about you choose. It's not about we choose you to be a student, but it's about you choose us IBSC to be a student, to study here. And for the innovative mindfulness and peace study program is the new program. But before, I also have a business background as Kun Supajee. I study MA program in USA, Virginia Tech, in Washington, DC. I think 20 years ago. But at that time, I also faced the pandemic as well. It's during the 911. But maybe if you are generation C, you don't know about this. But if generation XY or baby boomer, you can know about this. But at that time, I also stay in the apartment that near Pentagon City that get hit by the airplane. And I recognize that the mindfulness is really, very important for us. And after that, I start study about the Buddhist. But after I finish the MA program, MBA program, I don't want to study anymore. So I become a nun for 13 years. But my master asked me to study PhD program here in IBSC. And I think IBSC is very knowledgeable place that after you graduate, like as associate, Dr. Sanu said that remember today is the first day that what you would like to do. In my opinion, I think Pariyat, Patibat, Pativet is very, very important for you all. And you need to go for the meditation as well, including the knowledgeable in the classwork as well. And anything that you would like to consult us, please feel free to ask us. And I'm not sure who is the one who studied the innovative mindfulness program and peace study. Please raise your hand. Okay, a lot. Okay, and what about the Buddhist study? Please raise your hand. Buddhist study. And the rest of that is what? Philosophy. You got 5, right? Okay. Just in case you would like to move to innovative mindfulness. because we also have a strategy to get the partner. Like last 2 months, I go to Harvard University to discuss with them about the mindfulness program and also coordinate with the innovative mindfulness program in Canada. So you can learn a lot about this program. And anyway, please feel free to contact me if you have any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Mechi Narumon Jiwatanasuk, Director of MA in Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Studies. I hope dear Ajahns are not dragging students with each other's program. Okay, so we come back to Ajahn Dr. Pramha Wirasak Apinantaweti, Director of PhD in Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Studies. So please welcome Ajahn and share a few things, few words with our students for 2 or 3 minutes.
Respected to the administrator, lecturer, and staff, and also good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and very, very proud to see you here as IBSC students. According to Ajahn Mechi said, we are from Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Study Program. Actually, we revised from Peace Study Program. So many students ask what is the Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Study Program. Actually, we try to integrate mindfulness with the modern science. So this is the our program. For being IBSC student in MCU, I would like to suggest 3F model. Okay, the first is the focus. The first F is the focus. Just focus on your study and focus on yourself, on your study. Some student, MA or a PhD, they just study in the coursework, and after that, everything is finished and go back to country, and then they never come back once again to come to Thailand. Everything is finished. So you have to focus and have to set your goal as according to Ajahn Sanu mentioned. And the second F is fun and flexible. Okay. Being a student in IBSC MCU, sometimes you feel serious, and suffering with reading the book, a lot of assignments. Sometimes you have to relax and fun with the small thing, with the, whatever which can help you to feel free and feel flexible. So this is the second F. And the last one is sorry, I forget it. Because I didn't use the ChatGPT, sorry. The last one is friendship. Yeah, the last one is friendship with the lecturer, with your friends. It's very important because we are MTV University. We are MTV college. MTV not music channel. MTV is stand for Mahayana. M is Mahayana. T is Theravada, and Vajrayana. So this is the MTV bit. I would like to give warm welcome you all to be IBSC family. And the last, I would like to remind you all with the quote of our director. Okay, come to learn and live to serve. That's all for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Pramha Wirasak Apinantaweti, Director of PhD Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Studies Program. Let's move on to Ajahn Dr. Natapang Phophaijit, lecturer, and also I think she's Director of Certificate Program of Mindfulness Master. So I would like you to share a few words with our students, around 2 to 3 minutes.
Respected Pramahasampong Kunagaro, Assistant Professor, and also Mahasangha and Pikuni Meshi, and welcome all students who enroll in any courses at IBSC this semesters. So as some of our lecturer has already introduced, that we have actually eight programs here, and it is very fortunate that Prajan Hansa give me an opportunity this semester to take care of mindfulness master program, and I would like to welcome all of you to this program. And for me, I think everyone here come with a very good soul, good mind, happy mind, and you choose us. I think IBSC is a platform for everyone to connect to each other, to the platform to practice and provide you with the tools to use in the real case in daily life. At the end of the year, IBSC arranged annual meditation course, 15 days. So I highly recommend and invite everyone to join because we encourage mindfulness practice, not only pariyati, also patipati. And we can, when you come here, you come to learn. And when you go out, when you graduate, you go out to serve, right? So in order to be able to serve other people, we also need to practice and accumulate the good karma, the good action, the wholesome minds. And we provide the annual meditation retreat. So for this year, it will be 23rd of November. And we also extend to 1 month until 23rd of December. And we provide food accommodation for everyone and Vipassana master. And we will have Dhamma talk and meditation interview. So this is what I would like to invite you to join. And I wish you the best luck in your study. Be happy and be successful in your study and in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Natnapang Phopaichit, lecturer and also the director of Certificate in Mindfulness Master Program, which is a 1-year program here in IBSC. Let's move on to our next program of Master of Arts in Religion and Philosophy. And on this next opportunity, I would like to call upon Venerable Ajahn Assistant Professor Dr. Pramahasompong Kunakaro, who is the apart from being a vice director of IBSC, he's also the program director of newly approved program of religion and philosophy as well.
Okay, sorry. Firstly, thank you so much to select IBSC for your education or your knowledge. Can I say that actually this is the first day, but I need you to remember this day. Then the last day, graduation day. So actually, every people have the purpose to do everything. So I think also you have the goal to come before coming here. So why I say like this? Because when the last day coming, that means the graduation day, you can turn back to see today also that what you said at the goal is you match or not. So I remember that for the first day, I went to another country to study. I had never been out. I never gone out to Thailand before. So that's really hard to imagine for a Buddhist monk who always live the life inside monastery. So many things occurs because especially how to adjust the life with the new society. So I think that you are going to face this one in Thailand. So the point is, you emphasize on how to get what you expect. So previously I could not speak English. For the first day I attend universities, so it's hard to imagine those students who did know English but attend the class. So, but since then, it's forced me to know English and teach the international college. So that's because of the first purpose that I expect that's how to improve English. The first one. The second one, not only the knowledge, but explain. Explain this means every places that they have the different culture, but how to live the life, learn from them. Then when you turn back to your country, you can get that experience to teach your people in your country. This is you should learn from here also. That you might think that it's might a difference and difficult for the authors. That's the new thing that you should learn. The third thing, the last one for you. This university totally different from the other university. Why? In other university, you might learn only the knowledge. But here, not only knowledge. We study Buddhism. We have to practice. Not only learn to practice, but you have to take the action. So as we study here, master BA student have to practice. A master degree have to pass it 30 days. PhD also have to practice meditation 45 days. If you never practice, you cannot get qualification from not from IBSC, but from university. Not this one is not regulation from IBSC, but from university. So that's why each course in here, we provide for students not only knowledge in the class, but how to apply the knowledge to your life. For example, Buddhism. We are Buddhists, or some people might not be Buddhist, but they can apply that one to the way of life when you go back to your countries. So another also, I respond for philosophy and religion. This is the new course at IBSC. So we hope that this is the new way for students who try to learn about how to criticize and how to use the reason, how to learn the moralities to solve the problems of societies, to find out the problems of societies and solve the societies. So this is not only the knowledge in the class, but how to take action to solve the societies. This is another field of education in here. Okay? So hope you to finish as you expect, and hope you finish on the class in time. I hope that how many students here? 180, as I know. I hope. So the last day also, I hope to see you 180, the same number. Thank you so much, and welcome you all to here.
Thank you very much, Assistant Professor Dr. Pramaha Sompong Kunakaru, the Program Director of MA in Religion and Philosophy. And I would also like to please, Professor Frank, I would also like you to please stand up to let our students see. Okay, so this Professor Dr. Frank J. Hoffman is also one of the faculty members of our new program, MA in Religion and Philosophy. Next, we have Ajahn Professor Dr. Sorat Hongladarom, who is also one of the members of this new program as well. So all of these three are from MA in Religion and Philosophy program. So let's move on to our new program as well, Master of Arts in Buddhist Studies, but in Chinese program. So I would like to welcome Ajahn Assistant Professor Dr. Anun Anando, the Program Director of MA in Buddhist Studies Chinese program, to say a few words to our students.
Respected Ajahn Pramaha Sompong Kunakaru and all lecturer, may I use Chinese for introduce our class and our program. So 尊敬的阿赞韩萨 and 各位法师、各位教授大家下午好。我们这一次的这个中文课程，佛学硕士的中文课程呢，就是我们已经努力了10年，整整10年。这不是1天2天的课程啊，就从我毕业一直到现在一直在推动这个中文课程，就是佛学硕士这个课程。在这个我们学习这个课程呢，就是希望大家，因为这个课程能成功会比较晚，所以我们这个招生的时间呢也会比较晚，只有1个月的时间来招生。所以我们现在我们的学生大部分都是在这个在网络在 Zoom 里面，大部分都是在中国那边，有一部分是在泰国这边，一共有16位在1个月的时间，我们这个报名的学生也算是蛮多的就跟 那个在线的同学跟他打个招呼一下啊。那么我们这个课程呢，就是有包含各种各样，不管是佛教史在佛教史方面，我们有包含这个三座部佛教史，有这个部派佛教史，有大乘佛教史，还有这个南传禅修，有北传禅修，南北传各个方面的佛学有禅修，我们都有啊。还有不只是这个历史方面，还有这个经典经典也有南传也有北传，还有这个南北传做这个经典的比较研究，还有后面的我们有很多的选修课，有这个中观唯识，还有南传佛教东南亚南传佛教史，还有这个泰国佛教史等等都大家如果有兴趣的话，就在这个网上可以查查看啊。那我这个已经非常非常高兴看到各位同学本科、硕士也有博士，在英文班还有这个中文班在一起在这边参加这个开学典礼这个很难得的。我这个中文呢，已经毕业回来了10多年了，那么有时候有用，有时候没用。那么如果大家听懂是正常的，如果听不懂是无常的哈。希望大家到这边来学习的时候呢，就希望大家互相尊重，互相学习。有一些课是有这个英文课的，大家可以来旁听啊。如果有中文课，大家有兴趣也可以来旁听都欢迎大家来听一听。我们主要的这个教室课程呢，就是在我们这一栋楼的4楼也可以到那边来参加来旁听啊。那么最后这边也祝大家身体健康，学习进步，还有祝大家这一次来求学一切都很顺心完成，一切圆满。谢谢大家。
Thank you very much, Assistant Professor Dr. Pramahanun Anundo. Unfortunately, I couldn't understand Chinese, so I couldn't translate for you. Maybe someone can help me. Okay, we still have 2 more lecturers from this program. Ajahn Dr. Thotsaporn Kumpai, who is one of the lecturer of this new program. He's not here today, so it's okay. And this is the program details for the new program of MA in Buddhist Studies in Chinese program. Okay, I think these are the team members from the certificate program. I think I have introduced them all. So we will be focusing on more into our academic team. So I think we have all known who the lecturers, who the program directors are. Now you need to know these people who are very important for everyone. So you can remember your directors, lecturers, but you cannot forget them. So if you need any help, any support for your visa, your grades, whatsoever, they are the one who will be your support in each programs. Okay, so this is academic team. So I would like to turn over this microphone to Kun Arachon, who will be introducing each of one of them. So please take your seat on the stage. Okay.
I pay respect to all venerables, to all bhikkhunis, to all Dhamma friends. Ni hao. Oh, so no. Just kidding. 大家好ค่ะสวัสดีนะคะกราบนมัสการนะคะพระคุณเจ้าทุกรูปท่านนะคะแล้วก็สวัสดีนิสิต IBSC นะคะทุกคนนะคะ So I'm the representative of the academic affairs team. Did you see the Avenger team? We are the one who supported you for facilitate you all facilities in the IBSC or the International Buddhist Studies College. And this is the team of the academic team, and we have 8 coordinators for 8 programs. If you would like to asking for more information, such as visa, your dormitory, renew your visa, book bank, or your thesis or other, you should to direct to your coordinator. And the first one, may I introduce Pra Barami Nandadamiko. This is our head. This is our director of the academic affairs, acting director of the academic affairs. If you have your problems, you can suggest with him, come to us via us daily work at from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at our IBSC office, the second floor. Next, Pra Kantitatto. This is our BA coordinator program. You should remember him and direct to him for BA students. If you have any questions or you would like to share or update the new information, you can direct to him by scanning the QR code or direct by phone number. Next to Prapaiwan Bualakam, he is responsible with PhD and MA in Buddhist studies. If you have any questions, you can direct to him. This is Pra Bullard. Pramaha Bullard. This is the one of the coordinator of MA in IMPS or Innovative Mindfulness and Peace Studies program. Who study MA with him, you can direct to him. And the next one, Pramaha Chakit Gaoket or Pramaha Chakit Kitayana Methi. He is the one of the coordinator program in PhD of IMPS. Next to Pra Chaiwat Harasan. This is the one of who responsible to MA RP or Religion and Philosophy. You can direct to him. This is Pra Chiwufa. He responsible with MA in Buddhist Studies in Chinese program. You can direct to him. And Pratawan Sipun, he is most necessary person because he is the registrar of us about the grade or the graduation of you. He have to support and responsible with this. Pramaharapi Pongthaion, he is the one of representative of the students or the volunteers, internship student for this year. Pra Pasitkorn, the one of the internship student for this year. Oh, who's this? This is me, or Mercy, or you can call me Fluke. I'm responsible with the certificate in mindfulness master program. If you have questions, you can direct to me. I'm responsible not only my program. If any students have questions, you can direct to me too. I'm available daily at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. workday. Okay. This is one of our team, Mr. Natakit Udompon. He is responsible in the IBSC too. This is Mr. Pern Daopradit. He is the MOU person doing about MOU or agreement, any agreements. And Pramaha Sirivat Suwanatrai or Pramaha Sirivat Panyavutto. He is the one of our team. Pramaha Sumsak Siriwarapanyo. He is the one of our team too and now responsible with the statistics. So now on, we will going to the administrative affairs or the college team. Start from Miss Suchida Mipian. She is the director of the administrative of the college. Next to Mr. Wutimet Wangkam, he is the vice director of this. And this is Miss Sirinat Pimsana or Pipin. She is responsible with the financial. She is the finance of IBSC. A lot of the students will know her because you have to go and payment your tuition fee that. And this is the one too, the financial, Miss Natanan Gate Patum. And this is Mr. Virod. He responsible with our IBSC staff. Okay, this is academic calendar that maybe I thought your program coordinator will send you directly into your group or email. If you would like to know about the information or deeply information, you can go through IBSC website www.ibsc.mcu.ac.th to searching more and make understanding about more deeply details. This is the online general request form. I would like to um, suggest about this. I will start from now. This is the visa procedure. So now on, if we start the semester in August, we will open the online form for the general request form. You can use e-form instead of walk-in because to don't waste your time to walk in and wait for a long queue. You can go through this link. Your program coordinator will issue again and send the link. So now on, you can request into e-form, online form, and we will send you for survey, visa survey for checking your requirement. Okay, this is the format or the form, the example of the form. If we send you a link, you have to check in this and please fill all the blanks. This is a requirement for your visa. If you have some more questions deeply, you have to direct to your program coordinator and please make appointment before 2 or 3 days in work days and work out if you want to extension visa or renew visa. Okay. This is all form, e-form. Nowadays, now we have more modern and use more electronic ways. So you have to use this to be provided to facilitate you. You can use this form and you can direct to your program coordinator. For dormitory, the newest student, if you would like to asking for dormitory, you can direct to me or you can make appointment with your program coordinator. But now to may I get the first benefit for monk first because the dormitory have not many space, not many free rooms. Okay. The IBSC libraries and e-libraries and the learning facility is this. Please have a free time or find some free days. You can walk around of IBSC building 1 and building 2. We have the library supported and we have the more modern classroom to support you. And this is the one of the program that all students must be finish and complete this because it is the new one of the requirement of the student who would like to graduate. This is yearly program, the annual meditation. We will provide for 15 or 30 days around November until December. Let us issue you again and update you again that day. This is the complaint form or the form for suggestion. We are so delighted if you have a best suggestion. You can please feel free to use this form. We will develop and read all. Okay, so for me, thank you so much for spending your time and don't worry about asking your coordinator program. If you have any questions and you have any suggestion, please direct to your coordinator program or me. Thank you so much for today. ขอบคุณค่ะกราบนมัสการค่ะ
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Orachon, for sharing about different requirements that students need to fulfill. And I think we have come to the very end of today's orientation program. So without further ado, I would like to take opportunity to kindly invite Most Venerable Professor Dr. Prameti Vacharabandit, Director of International Buddhist Studies College, to deliver a closing remark and end our today's orientation ceremony. Venerable Sir.
Respected to Mahasangha led by Assistant Professor Dr. Prajan Mahasompong Kunakaro and Professor, Lecturer, and all lay students led by Professor Dr. Sorat Hongradarom. I, on behalf of the administrator, lecturer, staff, would like to thank you all once again who give us a chance to be here. No coincidence in terms of Buddhism. We are all used to be one family so far. Used to be sister, brother. And now it is a remarkable time for all of us to come to live together. Take more time to practice together. 3 words I would like to remind you before we all will go back and start to learn Buddha teaching. I remember the word that Kun Supajee, who brought whatever she practiced in daily life, and try to come here and remind you, in order to let you all pay attention to follow footprint of the Buddha. The first one, learning. Whenever we talk about learning, you might think about education. There are 2 kinds of education. The first one, outer education. Siddhartha Bodhisattva used to learn 18 science. He knows more everything around him. Outer education will bring money, occupation, wife, husband, car, house, everything. But the thing is that outer education is unable to bring you seek true happiness inside your mind. The reason why Siddhartha Bodhisattva had to leave from Rio Paris, go to practice meditation on the top of the mountain, inside the forest. That one we call inner education. In terms of Buddhism, we call Sikha. Sikha. Sikha comes from Pali language. The first one, sa, mean yourself. Ika mean understand or discovery. Sikha mean learn how to understand yourself. Learn how to understand mind and body. That's why we have to go to the second word we call practice. Learning outer education we call pariyatti. Practice we call patipatti. Patipatti is one way to bring all of you to understand real Buddha teaching. You might learn Buddha teaching from scripture or Tripitaka. That one will be the messages of the Buddha who taught you all from his experiences. But if you would like to know who is the real Buddha, one way to bring you to understand is through practice. When you practice again and again, eventually you will seek the Buddha lying inside your mind. Eventually, you will be able to seek true happiness lying inside your mind. Because Buddha, being, happiness are the same one. But whenever you would be able to seek true happiness already, we go to the third word we call sharing or karuna. Sharing whatever you know. Sharing whatever you have more experiences from doing practice, meditation. Everything I talk to you come from the Buddha. He's a role model who remind us to practice. But whenever we achieve true happiness, it's the time for 45 years to go somewhere to deliver true happiness to those who suffer. Now, our world is facing many crises. There are too many people who suffer because of materialism, consumerism, conflict, and war. So what about disciples of the Buddha? They are waiting for you. There are too many people who suffer waiting for you at this moment. So one day you're strong enough. One day you have more happiness. Would you please go back to your country? Would you please go back to your community to serve those who suffer, like the Buddha tried to do so far? So once again, I would like to thank you all who give us a chance to get more parami from you all. And I do hope that all the time when you being here, we all like a one family. We are the family of the Buddha who have to serve each other, who have to assist each other in order to bring you all to know whatever you would like to know, in order to bring you all strong enough to go somewhere to serve other people. May the Buddha bless you all with true happiness, success, peace, strong health forever. Thank you very much.
So next, I think we will be, Most Venerable will be leading to pay homage to the Triple Gem and ending the ceremony, and we will have a group picture together with the Most Venerable.
Okay, sit.
Please take a seat.
อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังอภิวาเทสวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมสสามิสุปานโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิ
So now we will be taking a group photo together. So please, all the lecturers.
Where? Downstairs?
Uh,
Yes, I think it's not enough for that.
where do you want to take the picture?
It might be downstairs. I think.
I think we'll, Ajahn, you can stay in front.
Yeah, yeah.
ได้ครับหมดไหม
ไปที่บันไดดีกว่าไปที่บันได
Okay. But before we go there, I would like you to please do the survey form together. ขึ้นจอหน่อยขึ้นจอหน่อย And ครับ okay ครับ The group picture will be taken in front of the stairs. But please help us complete the survey form. So this is the survey form for today's event. So please help us complete this form. So once you finish it, you can also proceed to take the group picture together. In front of the lift, right? In front of this building's lift on the ground floor. So thank you very much to everyone once again. I hope you have a bright future from today once your classes will start in a few days. So I hope you will success in a couple of years. Thank you very much for being in this new student orientation of IBSC.
Everyone, if you finish your satisfaction, you can go through in front of the IBSC IMI room and make a photo. Man. His name, man.
Some of these questions are very difficult because this one, so much knowledge,
After that, you can take a photo.
but it's so difficult to answer.
No, it's
But I mean, you can write a book on this one.
you can take a photo and do later.
Okay. But how much detail I should put?
Just not use it, just read it
Okay.
or understand.
Just general. Okay.
Okay.
You send picture
To you, na? Okay, thank you, na? Thank you for today. Happy to see you. Okay, see you. Thank you, na? Thank you, na, mother. Okay, thank you.
เปิ้ลธีรพงศ์โยมทิเปิ้ลเชิญน็อปเชิญน็อปเพื่อนนั่งอยู่ปะ